How's it going, everyone? In this video, we're going to be completely focusing on lighting in toy photography. Thank you guys so much for checking out this toy photography tutorial. This is going to be a super important one, I swear. So for the longest time, when I first started with toy photography and I was really learning things, when I thought of lighting, all I thought of was, okay, yeah, the figure is well lit. You can see it. And that's all lighting needs. And I was totally wrong about that. Lighting is so much more important than that. Lighting is everything. Lighting is the thing that gives tone and a mood to our photos. It's the thing that can bring out the intricacies of our figure and the surroundings, and it's what can turn an okay photo into complete just eye candy for us to look at when it has good creative lighting. And there's so many different ways to utilize it and so many different ways for us to take advantage of it and make our toy photography so awesome. So if I go back into the past and in my early years of toy photography, there was this one photo that I had that to me just looked so awesome, but I didn't know why it looked so awesome. It was just another basic stormtrooper picture that I had a million of, but for some reason this one just looked so much cooler than the other ones. I didn't know why, but looking at it now, I know exactly why, and it's because of the lighting. The way the light is just kind of like hitting just his right side, and you can kind of see that a little bit stronger than you can see the left side of his body. Just, it adds so much character to the scene and makes the trooper look so much more like a badass if it was just with boring lighting. So it's amazing how much just a little touch of creativity with the way your light is established in your photo can really change it. And so in this video, we're going to do our best to give us best of an understanding of lighting and how to use it to make your photos look awesome. So in this video, we're gonna have a few different sections. So first, we're gonna go over some awesome and useful gear for your toy photography lighting. Then we're gonna do a little bit of experimenting with lighting just to see how lighting over here, lighting over here, lighting over here, and how that can affect your photo and your figure. We'll mess around with that. And then we're going to go over a couple different specific lighting technique examples that I really like to use. And then maybe at the end we'll go and take a toy photo too and use some of the stuff we learned to make a super epic, awesome, lit photo. So yeah, let's get right into it. So the very first piece of gear and equipment that I definitely recommend you use is something that I think everybody should probably have at least a little bit of access to. It's this big giant ball of gas in the sky about like 1,000,000 light years away. The sun. Yeah, you probably know what I'm talking about. But that thing is really important, so I would definitely pick up one of those if you have one near you. Probably. But no, the sun is incredibly important and awesome and useful and free and powerful and amazing. And you can go your entire toy photography career just using the sun and you'd be good. And so you can utilize the sun in so many different ways. You know, the sun is in different places throughout the day. You can wake up bright and early in the morning when the sun is just coming, and you get some really harsh sunlight when, you know, the sun is in almost kind of like a horizontal position against your figure, which can really add to some cool lighting. You can do that. You can take some pictures in the middle of the day when the sun is up here and you got pretty much just a nice, strong overall lighting coming from down above. And you can also go at magic hour at around, you know, right before the sun's about to set and get some beautiful, awesome looking, everything's cooler during magic hour. And then also you could even capture some sun rays, positioning different objects in front of the sun and using some Atmosphere Aerosol to get that amazing sun ray look. Oh, it's so cool. And I have a whole tutorial on catching sun rays too if you want to check that out. So just the sun in general is so incredibly valuable with toy photography. It's free, and you can do some amazing stuff when you try to, you know, plan things out with the sun and where it is in the sky. The next piece of equipment that I want to recommend, an actual piece of equipment, is this sun reflector. You can get these super cheap on Amazon. I will have this linked below in the description, so if you want one of these. You can even see right now how I'm reflecting the sunlight from my light over there and how much it affects just me. Like, look at how much the lighting is affecting on myself, just like that. So basically you can just use this to reflect the sun when you need it. So let's say you're getting that magic hour lighting and it looks really cool, but you still want a little bit of light on the other side of the figure too. That's great. You can use this to bounce it off and put it on the other side of the figure. So valuable. I use those all the time. I have some examples of how I can use them in my how to set up a scene tutorial, so I'll have that linked here below also. So definitely recommend one of those. Check below for the gear links on Amazon. So the next thing I'm going to recommend, you guys have seen me recommend and talk about and see me use this stuff all the time, is Lume Cube. I'm wearing my Lume Cube shirt right now. I have a Lume Cube right here. This is the Lume Cube 2.0. They're very small, powerful, and compact little LED lights. They're super useful because they're small and portable, like a toy photographer would need something like that when you're going outside to shoot. You can put them anywhere you want. You can plop them, great. They're strong, they're great. These ones are waterproof. It's great. Super strong. I use them all the time. So my two favorite ones that I'm gonna recommend right now is, so the Panel Mini. It's probably my second favorite one right here. It's small, it's relatively pretty affordable, and you can do a lot with it. It's got that really strong light. You can adjust things. You can see where the battery is on the back. Super awesome. Definitely recommend these. And so my favorite thing ever is the Lume Cube Panel Pro. I would also recommend this one. It's the same thing as the panel, but it's bigger, stronger, more powerful, has a lot more information on the back, and so you can also change the color to anything you need. So this is super great if you're like a Star Wars person and you want to have lightsabers, so then you can have a green lightsaber, blue lightsaber, red, all right here. You don't need to change out different whatever. And it's also just like super sleek looking, you know. I love this, and you guys have seen me use this kind of thing a million times, so anything on Lume Cube I 1,000,000% recommend. And yes, I am an affiliate with Lume Cube, but the only reason I am is because I really do believe in this product, and I think they're a great company also. And if you want any Lume Cubes, of course I have a discount code that'll save you 10% in the description below. Do that, and also use my link too. Every time you use my link or use my code, it helps me out quite a bit. So thank you so much for using that, you guys, and I'm only really recommending this stuff because it is so awesome. That's why I use it. They're so handy, so good. So as far as lighting goes, those are the main things I would recommend. The sun light reflector, and then get yourself some Lume Cubes if you can. Those things are freaking awesome. So let's mess around with some lighting just to see exactly how much just the positions of where your lights are can really significantly affect your scene. We got Mando right here looking all good in this awesome diorama made by Dagobah Customs. And so let's say if we put my Lume Cube Panel Pro right here, right in front of Mando, I would say that's pretty boring. There's not a whole lot of interesting lighting going on there. But if we try to put it in like some really cool positions, like let's say if we put it over here, see, that almost looks like it's the end of the day, and it looks like the sun is just, the two suns are both setting on Tatooine. But at the same time, you could put another one on both ends like this, and see, that looks so much more interesting than if we had it just right there in front. There's always something to pay attention to, is not just how it's affecting your character, but how it's affecting your environment also, and see what the lighting is doing to the overall scene. Or maybe it's during the night and there's overhead street lamps or something, and you want to try to accomplish that. Then you could put the lights over on top. So that totally changes the scene. That totally 100%. And that just kind of looks like it's the middle of the day now, too. And you put one up front, too. Then you just have like an overall, just like very well lit scene. Or you can just do a tiny little bit over here, tiny little bit. There's so many endless possibilities. So every time when you're setting up your scene, but when you just go to put your light or your Lume Cube boom right in the front just so it lights everything up, think about it again. Put it over here, and keep messing around with it and moving it until you find the exact kind of look that you want. Creative lighting changes your scene so much. Think about that a little bit next time you go and set up. Think about how much the lighting is affecting your scene. So the next thing I have to talk about is actually today's sponsor, which is again my pants from Western Rise. So Western Rise is a clothing company, really high quality clothing company, and I love their motto. It is for men who do more but own less, which is perfect for me because I have like 2 pairs of pants that I wear like forever. And I'm always out doing stuff, so this is literally perfect for me. And perfect for toy photographers who like to go outside and shoot, which is definitely me. And I always am wearing these when I go take shots. So this pair is their diversion pant, which is actually their slimmest one, which I like because I like the slim, skinny fit. And they're tough, and I can go down in positions like this, and I feel tight. I don't feel like the crotch is gonna rip. Really, the reason I love these pants so much is because they have this whole like extra stitching down here, because I'm always ripping my pants from going in positions like this. So I can get down in all of these toy photography positions without ever having to worry about it. And I think I look pretty dang cool in them because they're awesome. So if you're an outdoor toy photographer like me, shooting on the ground, needing to get into positions like this, and putting your knees in the dirt, and you're a man that does more but owns less, this is 100% the stuff for you. And you will also get a discount on your first order if you use my code, which is Sirdork, on westernrise.com. So thank you, Western Rise, you guys. If you need a pair of pants, you know where to go. You know where to go. So again, thank you, Western Rise. So the next thing I want to talk about is something called rim lighting. And rim lighting is so cool. I almost try to accomplish this in almost every single toy photo I do because it really makes your subject pop. And basically what it is it's you're taking the outside rim of your subject and you're kind of lighting up just that outside rim of the subject. And usually you can get this by putting the light behind the figure or behind the subject. And it really makes your figure or whatever it is pop, especially if you have like a very dark subject with a very dark background. So for instance, if you wanted to light up Darth Vader at night, it's going to be a little bit difficult because Darth Vader is very dark, and just having him pop at night in all the dark is tough. So if you try to accomplish rim lighting with Darth Vader, you're going to get him to pop very, very nicely. And even if you're not trying to have something dark on dark, whatever, it's a really great way to make whatever you're doing stand out in your photo, and I would really recommend giving it a shot anytime. And you can really just accomplish this by either putting the light behind the figure or something like that and then make it pop. It looks so good. Definitely try to get that nice rim lighting. So, magic hour, whatever, end of the day, that's my favorite time to shoot. You guys know I'm primarily an outdoor toy photography. I like shooting outdoor. I like using the sun. If I can get a perfect day where it's not cloudy and the sun is just about to get down and it's like hitting me all the way right here, it's right in your face when you're trying to drive, that's the perfect time for toy photography because you're basically getting an automatic awesome dramatic looking effect no matter what, and that strong harsh light looks so cool. Automatically makes every single character look that much more badass and every scene look that much more dramatic. And when you have that harsh lighting, it's perfect for cool debris effects and getting all that kinds of stuff. So I mean, it's different no matter what time of year. I can't just say like 6 o'clock or something, but it depends on right before the sun goes down. And if you can do it in an environment where there's not a lot of trees and you get that harsh lighting at the end of the day, everything looks so good. I always try to shoot at that time of day because it looks awesome. That's like my favorite thing ever. Definitely try to time that out. Bokeh is one of my favorite things in the world. I love bokeh. I'm always trying to have a little bit in some way, shape, or form in my photos, especially when I'm using fireworks. It's so much fun. But so basically what it is, if you're focused, your camera is focused on something else, and then everything else is out of focus, if you have any bit of light or small little lights or something that's in the background that's out of focus, that's automatically going to blur and become very out of focus, and light will turn into bokeh, these basically little circles of light. So usually if you have a very, very low f-stop on your camera, so I like to do something really low, at like 1.8 or something. If you're using a setting like that and having everything so out of focus in the background, you're gonna achieve some really, really beautiful bokeh. Whenever you have a figure that's just like, that's got so many fantastic details, and everyone's probably got a figure like that that they really love, and if you're trying to shoot that figure, that's when you can really try to take advantage of awesome lighting so you can kind of highlight all the cool little details and intricacies that that figure has. So recently I did a shot with one of my favorite figures, the Mafex armored Batman from Batman vs. Superman, and I really wanted to bring out how cool the armor and every little piece going on. So basically I was able to get a little bit of orange from the fire to bring out some cool little details in the chest. Then I used my Panel Pro, my Lumcube Panel Pro, and turned it on green so then I could get some really cool lighting on one side with the green kryptonite from the spear, and the other side I really needed to make sure that his head and the rest of his body really popped out against the really dark background I had. So I used my Panel Pro again, and I was able to make sure that I got some really nice rim lighting like we just talked about on the other side of the figure, and it really made sure that the dark figure popped out on the dark background. And overall, I was really happy and proud of the photo because of the way the lighting came out. That's just how stinking important lighting is. Okay, so now I think the thing to do is to go out, take a shot, and really try to get some awesome lighting, maybe highlight some cool intricacies that the figure has. So I think I got a pretty good idea, so let's go do it. So I got General Grievous all set up here, and he's looking awesome. Why am I using Grievous? First of all, because he's awesome, but also because he's got all kinds of cool intricacies with his body type. So I thought that would be really cool to highlight those in the lighting of this photo.
General Kenobi.
It's a very cloudy day, so that does make kinds of shots like this work very well. So yes, it's going to be an explosion shot, but the lighting is going to be very, very important. So if I were to put my Lumcube just right in Grievous's face, covered just like that, that would be really boring and bland. Yes, he would be well lit, but that would just be really boring. So when I do my explosion, I'm also going to put my Lumcube in very, very strategic positions to make it look more cool and real. So I'm gonna try to put the Lumcube more towards the back of him, because that's potentially where the firework is coming from. So it's gonna add to the lighting from the explosion, that kind of thing. And then I'm also gonna use the blue and the green lighting from my Lumcube to make that look really cool, all with the explosions as well. So it's gonna be awesome. So you could very well set up your Lumcube like this and take the shot with it all set up like this, and that works really great, definitely. But what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna hold it myself in my hand and layer it in afterwards. See, and if you're interested in doing that technique, check out my explosion tutorial. I'll have so much more information about explosions, stuff like that, in that video as well. So make sure to check out that video if you want to see all of this and how I edit. All of that is in there too, so definitely check out that one as well. So the first thing to do with this shot is actually take the shot with the explosion. So let's do that. Cool, so the fireworks shots came out great, awesome. So now is when we're really going to integrate the lighting, and this is at least how I like to do it afterwards, after I do my firework. But like I said, if you want to keep your lighting on the figure and do it all at the same time, that is 100% cool. This is just what I like to do with Photoshop. So first I'm going to take my Lumcube Panel Pro, and I'm going to position it in some really creative places, maybe behind him, so I can get some cool kind of backlit kind of lighting that will look really cool, and that will also go with some of the fireworks that are going on. It'll kind of match that. And then afterwards, I'm going to change the color to something more, some blue and some green on the sides, so then I can get that kind of look from the lightsabers as well. And I'm going to layer all of that in together, and it's going to look really cool. So yeah, I'm just going to take a bunch of shots, and here we go. Okay, so that's it. I think that's pretty much it for the lighting tutorial. So a lot of the other things that I didn't mention that happened in that Grievous photo, like the lightsabers, the explosion, and the wires, all that stuff, I do have all of those things covered in tutorials as well. I'm going to have all of that stuff in the description of the video, all kinds of stuff in the description of this video, so make sure you look there for just about all the details. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't yet. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.